Big tech companies try to control what you see online, of course, but they also try to control what you don't see. A new report, a shocking one from Breitbart, exposes the existence of a Google blacklist for, quote, controversial YouTube queries, questions you ask on YouTube trying to find videos. The most flagrant abuse, not surprisingly, concerns abortion. After receiving a complaint from a political activist posing as a reporter at Slate.com, there are a lot of those, Google intervened to bury pro-life videos on YouTube and replace them in search with pro-abortion videos. For example, videos by abortionist turned pro-life activist Anthony Ledevino were buried, displaced by pro-abortion content from BuzzFeed and CNN. Well, in a statement, YouTube denied doing anything wrong and said any shifts were purely due to their algorithms, which of course are controlled by people. Robert Epstein has spent a lot of time looking into this question. He's a senior research psychologist at the American Institute for Behavioral Research and Technology, and he joins us tonight. Thank you very much for coming on. You were the first person I thought of when I read this story because you have done, I think, the cutting-edge research into the effect of search, Google search, and other digital platforms on human behavior and political behavior. So what kind of effect could this sort of distortion have on an election?
Well, Tucker, it would have a devastating effect. And, as you know, I am not a conservative.
I do.
I love America. I love democracy. And I think we should all be rising above our politics here and recognize the extreme danger that we're facing when a company like Google can basically censor anything it wants to censor. Now, this new set of leaks is extraordinary because it confirms things that I and others have been saying and writing for years. It confirms, number one, that individual employees at Google have the power to manually remove material, remove content that we see, and they do so often with political ends. And number two, this tells us that Sundar Pichai, a Google CEO, committed perjury when he testified before Congress a few weeks ago because he said quite specifically that Google never does this.
So, I mean, my frustration levels are so high, I don't want to take it out on you. But the first thought is, well, why isn't he being recalled back to Congress to explain himself or face charges? Because you're not allowed to commit perjury. But my question is, can any of us trust that the next election won't be swayed dramatically in one direction by interference from the tech companies?
I guarantee you that this past election was affected. I'll be releasing some data on this, I hope, in early March that'll make the point beyond any doubt. I also just published a piece in which I showed that just one manipulation on Google's part on Election Day, their Go Vote reminder, that one reminder, that Go Vote reminder, shifted between 800,000 and 4.6 million votes to Democratic candidates on Election Day in 2018.
So why isn't this the hacking of our democracy? I mean, how can you have a democracy under these circumstances?
Well, democracy is a kind of illusion at this point because we have let these companies, Google more than any other, go completely wild. There are no rules, no regulations, no laws that restrict anything they do. And again, the more one looks at what it is they're actually doing, and these new leaks help a lot, in my opinion, the closer one looks at what they're doing, the more outraged one should become. And I want to emphasize, we should all be outraged, not just conservatives.
Yes, I agree. I hope that what you just said pings around the internet unimpeded and winds up in the inbox of every member of Congress on both sides. Robert, thank you very much.
My pleasure, always.